Hello everybody, Sherman, Leave a Legacy, episode number 37. Going to focus on the 4 pillars of a successful business owner or the successful business, successful salesperson. 4 pillars, S.P.A.M is the acronym. So first one is you have to have sales. That's one of the biggest things that people underestimate when they think, hey, I'm going to go and start my own business, is that you need to be able to make sure that you can actually sell this. Whatever service this is, whatever widget this is, excuse me, sales. So if you have that, and you have the sales enough, the next evolution of that is the P, which is your profits. So are you bringing in enough sales to be able to handle the profitability of the business, or so P is really P and L, like a profit or loss statement. Do you know that? So once you're able to get some sales off the ground and you're pulling in some revenue, is that revenue greater than your expenses? And if so, then you're running a profitable enterprise. The struggle, though, is that money really is the catalyst to be able to continue to expand and continue to grow in your business. And without profitability, you're going to find yourself having a very difficult time to be able to get to that next level. Now, there's different ways to be able to look at it from a standpoint of the initial engagement. Your first few years, you typically aren't going to be profitable. There's going to be a lot of expenses in from a overhead perspective in order to get things off the ground. If you're creating some kind of widget, you're going to have an inventory in order to be able to make those sales. You typically don't have hey, I've created this item and I'm going to wait till you actually make purchases. Sometimes it doesn't work that way, depending on what kind of model you have. So after you have sales and you have profits versus losses, the next one is activity. The struggle with most entrepreneurs is that they think because let's say they have an office and they go to that office at 6 in the morning and they stay there until 6 at night and they've busted in 12 hours during the day, and you look at their actual activity, for probably about 5 hours of it, they just probably surf the web. Not really valuable because it doesn't actually translate to specific results. The activity that I'm talking about are things that actually are going to drive your revenue, are going to drive you to sales. So going to a networking meeting can totally be the right activity. However, if you go to an after hours and you get totally hammered and you didn't make any business contact outside of embarrassing yourself, not a good activity. At the same time, if you belong to a networking group and you don't actually get any referrals or you don't actually give any referrals, then it might not necessarily be a good activity. And so you need to really identify, for a lot of people, especially because email is such a hot thing right now in regards to the ways of doing business, is they can literally spend hours upon hours on their emails. I'm looking at mine, I got 500 unread emails, and majority of that is just garbage, it's just junk. A lot of that, can that be unsubscribed to? Sure. And there's some things, though, it's just FYI, here's information. And for me, it's of no value until I need to use it. And so the same thing works for you. There's a whole multitude of different tasks and projects that don't require any attention right now. And so you really want to focus on those vital few things that are really going to drive it. So your activity has got to be honed in and be extremely effective in driving sales profitability. The last one, M, is for marketing. Now this one will really separate out the strong businesses 5 years from now than those that are still doing well. The marketing that I'm talking about is specific, it's a niche, it's going to drive you to a specific place. So oftentimes when you start a business, everybody's a client, right? And you're trying to get anybody to be able to make those sales and driving the revenue and hopefully be profitable over your own personal expenses. But then once you control those things and you're doing the right activity, that marketing piece is really going to be able to allow you to leverage the relationships and leverage you to the right capacity. Does it get you in front of the people that you want to 4 or 5 years from now? And that's really where marketing takes on a whole new realm, is that you can really then start specializing in a specific area, a specific market. It could be a demographic, it could be from an age range perspective, it could be people that have a specific need for what you have to offer. And so once you can really dive in and say, okay, I do have a system and have a process when it comes to marketing and getting in front of people, I have a referral system, then you can start really saying, I have a marketing. Right now, for most people, when you first start out, because you're trying to grab everybody, then you end up with this hodgepodge of a marketing process, and then it doesn't really get evaluated over time, and you kind of go in and out of different marketing ideas, but you don't really hone in on something specific and still continue to run with it. The other thing that I would say as well is figuring out how to leverage different tools. Social media, which is basically the internet these days, is a hot topic, it's a hot tool, and the question for a lot of people is, how can I utilize that? I'm not in marketing, but that's something you just need to figure out and realize that that thing is here to stay. And you need to understand is that, okay, if that tool is here to stay, how can I leverage it then for my own marketing strategies going forward so I can continue to be relevant? The Hollywood videos, the blockbusters that thought that Netflix was just a fad, look where they are today, non-existent, completely. And so by being able to market, what you're doing is you're adjusting to the industry, you're adjusting to the marketplace of saying, hey, this is who we are, and the marketplace saying, oh, this is who we are, and this is what we want, this is how we want to consume media, this is how we want to consume whatever it is that you're selling. So as you continue to hammer in on your business, you need to make sure that you do have these 4 pillars: sales, profits, activity, marketing. So in all of those 4, is there any pillar that you feel is extremely critical that has to be done in a business in order to be sustainable going forward? Have a fantastic day, everybody.